Yeah. OnChain Revolution, you're not bullish enough. OnChain Revolution, you're not bullish enough. Every day we steady looking at the market, and we gon' tell you how to get started. Chain abstraction, fear and greed index, always looking at price action. Broke on advance, you don't even gotta mention. I swap it in the decks, you're not bullish enough. Traded in the segs, you ain't trenching enough. We do that market recap. Too much Bitcoin, gotta go to rehab. Shizzy and Joggle beat. OnChain Revolution, network in the art. Every day we go live, baby, you know where we are. We mention all the networks and the crypto. Need some more liquidity. Flipping and trading is the recipe. Too many protocols to count. I get high and I'm never coming down. Number go up, then I'ma say peace. Yeah, you thought that I was gonna leave. Yeah, we just getting started, man. OnChain Revolution. Every day. Bring the beat back. Eyes everywhere, gotta be careful with volatile meme coins. You can get some bread if you round trip it, then you gon' regret. All this information in my head. BYOR, touch grass instead. Nobody really knows how it's gon' end up today. Somebody gotta tell you what's happening today. I don't let the money change me, no way. OnChain Revolution, here to stay. Yeah, say I'm Sage, man. Voodoo 2 on the way. Yeah, Nicky's. Yeah, OnChain Revolution. OnChain. Hey, OnChain Revolution. Bitcoin not an illusion. Market recap, then I do a roll call. You're not bullish in the vocal. Look at the price action, yeah, send it to the deck. Sell it through the stack. Ordinal's the best. Too much Bitcoin, gotta go to read. If you end up bearish, gotta put the knee pad. Let me see the comments. Look at the fear and greed index. Bridge. Look at the chart.
Welcome back to OnChain Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin crypto ecosystems. What is up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We are live for the OnChain Hour, and today's episode is going to be absolutely awesome, guys, because later today, we're going to have the man, the myth, the legend, a Bitmap tech himself, Jeff from Merlin, to come on and tell us why Merlin has been skyrocketing up almost 80% in the last week. There's some huge news there, so stay tuned. That'll be in the 12 o'clock hour. But we have a lot to discuss, right? So this Wednesday is a big day, really big day for markets. We have Jerome Powell coming out, and Polymarkets is predicting 99% chance of a no cut, which means we're going to stay flat right where we're at. But the big thing in that would be if we stop quantitative tightening, which is the Fed selling bonds into the market, and start quantitative easing, which is the Fed basically putting money into the market by buying up these assets, right? And actually printing money to buy bonds. And that's what we want. That's when we are going to skyrocket. When we get into that cycle, because that could be another year of just upward momentum, upward pressure coming in from the Fed, new money entering the market, the M2 money supply skyrocketing, Bitcoin kind of going with it on that 10-week lag like we talked about last week. But we have an amazing show for you guys today. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Bringing my partner here, as always, Mr. Iago B. What's up, buddy?
What's up,
man? So not a lot of news today. Not a lot of news over the weekend. What's going on? Why is it so boring? What's going on, bro?
Boring? I don't know if you're bored, but like a lot of degenerates are having fun over on Odin.Fun. Communities are actually starting to form, and hopefully we can bring back this meme culture. Really, memes don't work unless you have something to believe in, because really there's no utility right behind it. And so, but getting back to your intro there with, the M2 money supply and a lot of variables and catalysts that could play into us getting out of this rut in terms of the overall crypto markets and the overall financial markets, right? I mean, let's be honest, TradFi is struggling right now as well. So, hopefully that M2 money supply happens. The Fed talks about starting that QE, quantitative easing, and we can thrust into, this early spring boom a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. I think we do see some upward momentum starting Wednesday. It might not happen on Wednesday, but I think when markets open Thursday morning, we're going to see them coming in and starting to buy. I think spring is here. Like my kids are about to go on spring break, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like it's wild. So it's like we're about to enter spring. We're Easter's coming up. We're about to enter a lot of different opportunities in the market, and I think they're going to come quick. One thing I did forget about today's St. Patty's Day, and I'm like an insane amount of Irish apparently, but happy St. Patty's Day. Happy St. Patty's Day to everyone celebrates. I'm not wearing green because I'm in my uniform, but when I take my uniform off, I'm going to. No, I'm just kidding. I don't wear anything but black. But get into that. Let's get into today's first topic. All right, so get into this a little bit more. So this is the first topic here. So this is Wednesday, 2 p.m. FOMC interest rate decision, 2:30 p.m. Fed Chairman Powell press conference. I'm gonna let you play the chairman here. What are you doing at 2:00? And then what are you doing at 2? And what are you going to say at 2:30?
At 2:00, well, Polymarket says I'm not going to cut rates, and so I probably won't do that because 99% is what the bet is right now. So not going to cut rates, unfortunately. But at 2:30, I am going to talk about planning to start, buying back bonds and assets and stuff like that, right? The quantitative easing. And, as you mentioned pre-show, as we're doing pre-show prep, that's bigger than a possible rate cut for this month, right?
Yeah.
Eventually, we know the rate cuts are going to come. There's 3 that they've already stated for the rest of this year. Spread that out. That's 1 per 3 months, right? So the quantitative easing part is really what triggers things a bit. And that lining up with M2 money supply could be really huge.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he's going to start easing though, but I think he's going to stop tightening. I think the stopping the tightening would be actually just as big because the markets love to look forward to something, right? If he comes out with the quantitative easing, it's not going to have that big pump that I think, we're kind of expecting. But a stopping of tightening will let people like really kind of get bullish for the next big thing. They're always chasing the next big thing. So if they stop the tightening, we get into this flat cycle where rates are the same, everything's the same. That's when they're going to come in and start buying, potentially for buy the rumor, sell the news on the easing that's coming potentially next month. That's what I just think. So
yeah, I mean, either way, I think it's going to be a positive message. That's the most important thing. Is he going to sound dovish or is he going to sound hawkish? And I think we both agree that he's going to probably lean more towards the dovish side and say, hey, look, it's time. It's time to open up. It's time to, turn things up a little bit because you guys have been struggling and going through the hardest of times for 2025.
100%. But the reason why we're not kind of moving up today is President Trump says he will impose both reciprocal tariffs and additional sectorial tariffs on April 2nd. So he's going to go through with this. He kicked the can down the road last time. So every country, if they have a tariff on the U.S., will get the same amount tariff back. And he's going to put it in effect the 10% more on China and then 25% on Canada and Mexico. Does this get pushed back or is this finally going into effect? I just want it to be behind us. I want it to go into effect. I don't want to keep pushing it back.
Yeah, if you listen to pundits and people that economists that I think aren't biased, they're saying that this is his typical kind of negotiation tactic, right? You start off with reciprocal, and then the country says, "Okay, well, we don't want that. Why are you doing that? Well, because you're charging us this, and why don't you lower that, and then we'll lower ours, right?"
Yeah.
And eventually, my thing is how many times does the word tariff have to come out of his mouth before the market stopped reacting to it negatively, right? So, I don't know. After a while, you kind of hear, the boy who cries wolf, right? So it's like the tariffs is a strong word, but after a while, if it's just negotiation, I think we'll, we're smart enough to understand this is a negotiation tactic and, it's not real. And eventually, I think the markets will chill out.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely looking forward to this being behind us for sure. Michael Saylor, dude, is he running out of money, bro? Michael Saylor, he buys just 130 Bitcoin worth 10 million. This is like couch change for them over there, right? Like 10 million, not like 1.5 billion. Like, what's going on? Like,
he found some dust, bro. He found some dust in his wallet, in his huge corporate wallet. No, I don't know. This is a little bit abnormal of the amount of that he's purchasing, but it does go to show that he is true to buying Bitcoin whenever. right? So if I
Yeah.
only have $11 million, I'm gonna buy when I have $11 million. So
I feel like someone paid him like last week, like for their services, and he's like, oh, we got money, go buy some Bitcoin. Like, I love Michael Saylor, man, he's awesome. So these next two are just kind of funny that they both happened the same day. Ready? So OKX announced pausing its DEX aggregator temporarily after detecting a coordinated effort by Lazarus Group to misuse its DeFi services. And immediately after, Binance announces zero fee trading for all pairs in the Binance wallet from March 17th to September 17th. What are the coincidence that OKX pauses their zero fee DEX aggregator and then Binance drops the fee in their DEX aggregator?
sounds like chess to me. Sounds like, oh, let me take advantage of this opportunity of a competitor that's really made a lot of ground.
Yeah.
Since 2023, OKX was one of the smart platforms, businesses that took advantage of Bitcoin Ordinals and BRC20s.
Yep.
And they started to grow, right? Even faster. And so this looks like a game of chess, though. Binance, man, they're pretty cutthroat, aren't they?
Yeah, 100%. But like, I don't know anyone who uses the Binance wallet, right? I know like everyone that I know either uses the a Unisat or OKX, but I don't think Binance wallet allows you to purchase ordinals or runes or anything, right? I think it's strictly for Ethereum and like Uniswap and stuff like that, right?
I think they initially were going to integrate it, but
Yeah.
then when it slowed down, they said, okay, we'll pause that development.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so maybe this is their chance, right? They're like, okay, look, we can try to onboard more users since OKX is turning this off. So definitely a game of chess, and that's the business world for you, though.
Yeah, 100%. It was I saw, and it's funny too because I'm going down the list to find the news articles for today, and then I see the OKX thing. I'm like, oh, that sucks. Then immediately see the Binance thing. I'm just like, like 30 minutes later, huh? 30 minutes later. All right. So let's jump right into it. Ton rises 20% after France grants Telegram founder Pavel Durov permission to return to Dubai following his arrest. So he's been stuck in France. He's been not in jail, but he's been stuck in France since his arrest. I want to say that was like November, right? It was a while ago, it feels like. But he was arrested. He was invited by the prime minister or whatever he's called, the president of France, and he got arrested.
Tricked.
He was, and now he's finally allowed to go back home. But he's probably living in some penthouse there. So he's probably not having a terrible time. But he's now allowed finally to go home and see his family. I know he has a wife and kids and stuff, so that must have. Well, he probably had them in France, honestly, though. So.
Yeah, and I'm sure he had to pay a fine or something, right? Like governments, all they want to do is extract capital from people whenever they have a position to do it. So this is interesting, though. Ton rised 20%. It rose 20%, right? And after he's allowed to go back home to Dubai, like what is he gonna do when he gets there? Like all of a sudden, just like release all these products for the Ton network. Like why is this really jumping up? I mean, like you mentioned, the guy's a billionaire, so I'm sure he's living it up in France. There's a lot of things, nice places to go, nice restaurants, stuff like that. So,
yeah, 100%. All right, next thing here. So North Korea now holds more Bitcoin than Bhutan and El Salvador, with 13,518 Bitcoin worth 1.13 billion, largely tied to the 1.4 billion buyback hacks. So they're finally got rid of all the Ethereum. They dumped all the ETH. And they bought the most decentralized money in the world, which is Bitcoin, because it can't be frozen, right? It's primed for this exact. It's not great for this, but it's the ultimate money to hold when you do steal it, unfortunately. But what do you think about this, North Korea? Is this going to be their strategic reserve?
Look, they had to start it somehow, right? I don't think they had the capital for it. Look, it's also kind of funny because it's playing into this cycle as well, right? You have like Bitcoin, which has performed extremely well. I mean, we're seeing a pullback, right? But it still performed better than percentage wise, like obviously, but it's Bitcoin, right? And then like the hacker group of North Korea is like, oh, we got to get back into Bitcoin because it's just the most solid asset, or we won't get it frozen. So it's just funny because that's kind of how the cycle is played, but hopefully alts can pick it up here in the next couple of weeks, maybe like a couple of months. We'll see.
Yeah, 100%. All right. Trump-backed World Liberty Financial bought 103,000 AVAX, almost 104,000, worth $2 million. and 2.45 million MNT worth 2 million over the weekend. So this is something you actually brought to me about a week ago. You was like, yo, stuff happening on AVAX is really interesting. And you know, so there's the DeFi is doing really well over there. So they're getting really bullish on AVAX Avalanche. What do you think about this move here?
AVAX was a strong player last cycle,
Yeah.
right? So I'm not shocked that they picked it up and said, okay, let's get this ecosystem going. Let's inject some energy over there. So not really shocked there. I'm not sure if AVAX was created in the US, but if it was, then that's probably
it was.
Okay, so that's probably why they picked it up, because that's one thing that the whole Trump Liberty financial portfolio is staying true to what he said is that he wants to really benefit the U.S. created cryptocurrencies, right? So this is another example of that, and so I think AVAX can probably be pretty strong once everything starts to pick up and mass adoption starts to really happen.
Yeah, and I know before the election, I don't know if it's still that way, but JD Vance was like his company. He has a company that has he's like the third largest
They all
holder
have
of
companies,
AVAX.
bro.
So that's kind of it is, and the companies hold those assets, right? So JD Vance is definitely if he might have sold it off before the election, I'm not sure, but I know that he had ties to Avalanche, so I mean that's definitely another reason to be kind of bullish on Avalanche. And I got to start digging in a little bit. I've been digging into Sonic and Tau. Maybe got to start pushing my attention over to AVAX, just kind of seeing what's going on over there. So definitely want to keep you guys informed on that. Next thing here, Robinhood launches predictions markets hub with contacts rolling out across the US via Kalshi X LLC. So I don't really know much about this, but I know you were looking at this when the whole Trump thing was happening. You were kind of looking at all the markets and for the election and kind of seeing which one had like the most, truth to poly markets, and this was definitely one of the ones that you were looking at, right?
Yeah, it was. Kalshi was pretty close in terms of the election, and I do know that they're pretty popular. So this is actually really smart for Robinhood to not try to take this lift completely on themselves, because let's be honest, they're not an expert in our space. Yes, they've onboarded last cycle. It was all about being able to bring the users, but this is a whole nother game. They're starting to be a part of this adoption of corporations from TradFi, and this is an example of that. Acquire them or partner with them, have some sort of equity there, and it seems like that's what's happening here. And Kalshi's the number 2, right? So you got Polymarket and then Kalshi at number 2. So really, really smart for them.
Yeah, I agree. And the only way I really see this working is if they just have the markets on Robinhood app, right? Like, and you hit a predictions button, and it'll take you to all Kalshi's listings, and then they make fees going in when you go in and out of these potential predictions, and that's a win for Robinhood because they don't have to go and start one of these, because we do know like with crypto and stuff like that, it's not the easiest thing to do because potential hacks and stuff like that. So I think it's really smart for Robinhood, but this is a win for crypto because prediction markets, obviously you have them on centralized stuff like that, but decentralized prediction markets where everyone's hands off, this is really a big deal, and it's really awesome to see Robinhood kind of taking a small step into decentralization with this move.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, sorry, I got distracted here with the super chat thrown to you real quick. I want to bring it up real quick. So Shizzy, what do you think about the final scream from the Atomicals community to Arthur?
Yeah, Arthur, thank you for the AED. I think I don't know what that is, but thank you so much. Appreciate it. But what do you think about the final scream from Atomicals, Arthur? I haven't seen anything.
So yeah, we gotta look into that. We gotta look into that, man. Yeah. So
I want to lie and say yeah, but Arthur needs to step his game up, or it's going to die. So
100% agree with that, man. You can't create a meta protocol, get everybody excited. I will never blame someone else for like an investment that I've made ever.
Yeah.
But like that was an entire meta protocol and community that supported him. So they deserve some sort of update, something, right? That's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong there.
And clip this. Ready? Arthur, open invitation to OnChain Revolution. Come on, let us know what's going on, and we would love to have you. Just reach out to us at OnChain Revolution on Twitter or on X at Shizzy OnChain. So definitely would love to have you on the show. So clip that, send it to him, and there you go. Jump to the next thing here. Standard Chartered cuts year-end ETH target to 4K from 10K. Pretty obvious that we're not gonna hit 10K. Well, we still might this year. What do you think?
Oh,
Is this,
so this to me, I don't know how to react to this because, of course, like kind of gut punch, right? I don't hold a bunch of ETH, but I'm just saying for the people that do, they're kind of holding on to like, oh, do something, dev, do something. Can a dev do something, right? But sometimes whenever you see like TradFi institution or even like any institution come out and make a prediction, kind of the opposite happens, right? Or they don't really get close to hitting it. So, but in this case, all the history that we've seen the past like 12 months kind of sounds like this could be a reality, right? So, gosh, I like the 10K better, but that doesn't mean that we can't get the 10K in 2026, right?
Yeah. I mean, I still think I think Ethereum tops out at 19,000 a cycle. I think this is the super cycle. I think we're gonna what a super cycle normally is a bunch of smaller cycles built in the super cycle. And right now we're in the bear market of this little mini phase that we're in. But I think the next we're gonna have a bull run like no other, but it's gonna have these little mini bear markets in between, right? So I think this spring is gonna be absolutely insane. The summer is going to be very bearish. The fall is going to be absolutely insane. The winter is going to be a little bearish, but we're going to end up hitting potentially 700K Bitcoin and $19,000 Ethereum. I have not changed. My time frame has always been this cycle. And if we're in an extended super cycle, I truly believe that we're not going to end this until mid 2026. So we have plenty of time.
Dude, someone called me out for the $750,000 Bitcoin prediction on X.
700.
Okay, it's 700, 750, right?
Get it right.
And I was like, first of all, you don't pay attention to details because I didn't say that. That was Shizzy, right? My partner.
I've been saying it for a long time.
Yeah, he has been saying it for a long time. And I said, that's probably your problem. Number one is you don't pay attention to details. Number two, it's March.
Yeah.
We got 9 months left in this year because he was like, time is getting short. And I'm like, okay, dude. So anyhow,
well, if your idea is November, we're ending. I'm selling everything in November. You're gonna miss out on a lot of gains because I don't think that's the situation.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I agree with that.
So, all right, last thing here before we get into the fear and greed. Miles Future, someone I highly respect. He has a really good comment here, and it is actually really good because of the fact that this might be happening in the next couple of weeks, and people might say alt season, but he just kind of wants to put his words out there. He says you're gonna see a bunch of short squeezes across the market soon, especially amongst alts, which have been aggressively beaten down. This is the result of shorts closing their positions, especially as funding gets more expensive, which can result in some squeezes for late shorters. Just don't get mistaken for a shift in market structure. He's saying we're going to see alts pumping, but don't get it twisted. It might just be the very early stages of a pump, and it was going to go up and probably down again. So I thought this comment was really good because I was actually thinking that too. I was like, when shorts close their positions, the market should pump, right? Because basically they have to buy back that asset to repay the loan, basically.
Yeah, that's how it works, I believe. But man, how glorious would that look? Because they're not all going to close. There's people that just can't close out until they're in the green, and so those are going to get wrecked, right? But the number one lesson from this cycle, I hope that we take, and look, I'm talking to myself too here. Is you got to be responsible with leverage. You got to be responsible when you're playing on a perps decks, because who knows, you might run into a cycle like we did this time, right? And even if the cycle's good, people get wrecked hard. Like in 2021, everybody got wrecked, even though there was two peaks, right? 60 and then like almost 70, right? And so it's just about responsibility. I think it seems like the leverage is coming down. So hopefully that is happening. But damn, 210 people at with 20 minutes in on a Monday. And I want to get a quick shout out to my BitDog family from China. A lot of people in here. Shout out to you guys. But man, we'll get into Odin in a bit. But man, that's been fun.
Yeah, man. Let's get into the fear and greed here. So the crypto fear and greed. We have last Monday, we were extreme fear. It was scary last Monday. We're sitting at 20. Yesterday, we were at a 30. Where do you think we are today? My hint for you is we're a little above yesterday. Yesterday's 30.
Dude, your hints are not helpful because sometimes you'll be
a little above. What
32. 32. 32.
Head on. Perfect.
Oh,
On it. My hits are fucking perfect.
Okay. Just one time. But you know what the problem is sometimes you'll
What's up?
say a little bit higher than what it is, and I'll be like, I'll put it 2 points up or 3 points up, and it's like 4 or 5 or 6, and I was
It
like,
depends what the number is percent wise. Like if it's a 50 and I say a little, it's 55. If it's
Okay.
30 and I say a little, you got to think of it more of a percentage type of, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
But yeah, I got what you're saying though. I'll try to be a little bit more precise.
Just tell me what it is, man. Just tell me what it is. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, let's get into today's Bitcoin price action, see what the big dog is doing. But this is brought to you guys by Artura.Finance. Artura.Finance is going to be the leading leverage trading platform in the Bitcoin ecosystem. They're going to be on mainnet on Hemi. Hemi is a brand new L2 that's launching, and there's a lot of opportunity there because they're Binance backed, and which basically means they're probably going to have a token, and the token's not going to be out. So potentially by using Artura, formerly BitPerp, you guys will have opportunities to potentially get an airdrop from Hemi. And we know Artura said they're potentially going to do an airdrop, right? So this is an opportunity for everyone to kind of go to Artura.Finance and use the testnet for Botonics. And that way, when mainnet does launch in a few weeks, you guys are ready for it. But there is still opportunity for the Botonics testnet because every trade gets you basically into the raffle to win. And potentially you can win a big prize from that. And then the paper trading competition does go live on Botonics testnet as well, where you guys can learn how to use leverage and not lose anything. Actually learn, make mistakes, learn from those mistakes, get good. And then when you're ready to head over to Hemi on Artura.Finance and start battle testing it yourself and then potentially earning that airdrop that way. But guys, that is all from our partner here, Artura.Finance. Go check those guys out.
All I heard was so you guys don't lose anything. But I mean, that's the hardest thing to do. Practice does make better. I'll say that. Not perfect, but better. Anyhow, before we get into the Bitcoin price action, guys, if you wouldn't mind on the YouTube side, smash that like for us. Also, subscribe to the channel. That helps us out a lot. And turn your notifications on so you know when we go live. On the X side, please share this space so we can educate and onboard as many people to crypto and the Bitcoin ecosystem as possible. And if you could share the stream on Abstract, we greatly appreciate that as well. But let's get into some Bitcoin price action brought to you guys by the amazing team at Artura. Let's go ahead and share my screen here. I'm gonna have to pull yours down. Yep. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm gonna write the CEO of StreamYard soon on that because that is annoying. All right, let's take a look at the price action here, guys. So one amazing thing that I saw over the weekend, I think it was over the weekend, was that people were talking about there was a Trump insider that took out a huge short position, right? And all these Bitcoin whales started to gang together and say, let's liquidate them. We just got to get to 86,000. And the price started pumping. The guy added $5 million to his collateral to bump him out a bit. And he ended up taking a little bit of profit and closed his short position out. So whales, do more of that if you want the markets to pump there. But let's take a look here at Bitcoin's price action on the 1 hour chart. You can see that we did have a pretty good rise up here. This is a while ago, though, because this is the 1 hour chart. Let me double check and make sure. Yep, it is the 1 hour. Okay, so this was kind of heading into the weekend, right? So not too bad over the weekend, kind of chop all the way down here. But you can see here, we have maintained this $82,000, $83,000 price point. I was very worried once I did see the news about the huge short position that things were going to dump really hard. So I'm glad that didn't happen. And it was kind of, the Bitcoin whales coming together and not making that happen is what it seemed like. But you can see here, it seems like we're kind of done with this uptrend for a little bit here because we are coming down to the oversold territory right here. We're about 7 points away from that. So you can see the MACD is also, starting to weaken a bit here. The MACD is about to weaken here. So how much of sell pressure do we come into here? Because that's what I'm seeing is going to happen for this next move. Of course, news can change that, really quick. But you can see here the previous sell pressure this is a pretty long time right here, right? So I don't know. Obviously, if there's any bad news or anything, the tariff mentioned wasn't great, right? But you have to remember Wednesday's a big day. So there could be just some chop kind of back and forth a little bit until that, news, or we can see if he's dovish or hawkish comes out. And if he actually mentions that he's going to start the, QE and stuff, that can change everything on Wednesday. So for the rest of today, though, I do see, a chop kind of down to the downside if I'm going to play just these high level indicators, right? So this isn't in-depth TA. That's not what we ever proclaim to do here, but it is kind of using these indicators at a high level of letting us know kind of where the price could head for the rest of today on the hour chart. And that's what I think is going to happen. We're going to probably chop between 82.5 to 83.5. I honestly don't expect too much downside or upside, really leading up into Wednesday. So, probably just kind of swinging back and forth for the rest of today. And if I'm going to look at the 4-hour chart here, so the 4-hour chart is kind of playing into what I said about the hour, right? So you can see this actually wanted to break back up. And the thing about the 4-hour, it gives you a 2 to 3 day forecast, right? So looked like it wanted to break back up. And then once, the hour chart said, no, we're heading back down a little bit. That's exactly what happens here, right? And it makes sense, right? Shorter time frame to the larger time frame. They play off each other. Obviously, that's how time works. But you can see, So if the downturn is really aggressive today, then probably expect maybe a downtrend in price for Bitcoin until Wednesday. But if we are just chopping back and forth, we could probably just get out of this, the 4-hour chart leading up into Wednesday. So nothing screams like, fear to me, like extreme fear or anything like that. But this is what I'm seeing on the Bitcoin price action for the hour chart, which is second half of today, kind of swinging back and forth with a little bit of downside. If it gets aggressive, then expect the next 2 days to be, maybe trying to knock on the door of breaking below 80,000 is what I'm seeing here. And then the last part here, getting into kind of these liquidation levels that I've been showing you guys. Let me open that up for you guys. You can see here, the price range here all the way at the top at 87.6 and 79.6 down here. So you can see some longs have built up down here as we're heading back here. But, the shorts, the cluster of shorts right here. So starting at like this 85 to, probably 86, you're going to knock out a lot of liquidity in this liquidity cluster here for the short positions. Same thing here for the longs, though. There's a decent amount here. So this is almost kind of like an even game here between 85 to 86 grand and between 81 and 80 grand here. So, I would say be careful if you're trying to play leverage, guys. I do feel like this is kind of a lesson that, we've been hopefully learning this cycle to not be too aggressive and irresponsible with it, because they will wipe you out. Believe me, we've seen it very aggressive the last 2 months. But that's what I'm seeing, guys, for Bitcoin's price action. Hopefully that helps you out a lot.
Yep. Great job, man. As always. Let's get into today's roll call. Let's look at your comments. But on this show, the first comment is always the number one comment. And the winner of today is ASAP Benji. Shout out to you, my friend. You won Friday and you won Monday. What if he wins all week and has an amazing comeback? So let me show my screen here. So Benji is sitting on it was win number 4. Congratulations to you, Benji. And I went through and I made sure everything was correct over the weekend. You were sitting on win number 4, man. 3 and 4 back to back. And guys, if you don't know what this is, every single day on the show, the first comment on the show will be put on this list and a number next to it. And that's how many wins you had this year. This competition was started January 1st, but it does not mean you don't have time to win. And the prize is this amazing frog valued at around $1,000 right now. So all you got to do on December 31st, after the show, we're going to pick a winner, and the winner is going to come from this list, and whoever has the most wins. And right now, if they would end today, it would be Webdro. Webdro has 12. Danny Boy has 10. PJNZ has 7. And then we do have a couple other ones as well. But yes, those guys would be the top 3. But plenty of time for someone like ASAP Benji or someone like you to come in and just be the first comment on the show. And we're actually going to have 3 winners. So the frog will go to the first winner, and we're going to have 2 prizes. The second prize will be announced in a few months, and the third prize will be announced towards the end of the year. And that is kind of to get you guys to come in, comment, get that first comment there, and a little fun little competition we're having here. So, but shout out to ASAP Benji to get that first one. Shout out to you, my friend. And like this came out of nowhere. Like it was something we did last year, and then this year I was like, let's just pick a winner. And then yeah, because remember it was just for fun. and they were still
Yeah.
very competitive with
I
it.
know, dude. Like, just the fact of being first, and like we mention this all the time. In Bitcoin, it's first is first, right?
Yeah.
And that's true at every level, even on our show
Yeah.
comments. So
Yep.
we're gonna reward whoever wins this. So.
And Benji does have a frog picture. Benji, change your frog to this one, man. That would just be funny.
Oh,
You guys
dude,
are all just changing it to 406-826. That'd be hilarious.
Is that a cocky move? Who cares?
I don't know. I think it's awesome.
We're a confident community here.
Yeah, but he said Reaper don't get me. So guys, there is something called the Reaper, and is something by YouTube, nothing to do with us. Sometimes for whatever reason, YouTube wants to come in and delete all the comments. So once in a blue moon, it's like what, once a week, maybe. I don't know what it is. It's like a reset in the YouTube backend or whatever.
Yeah.
It's all the comments on the show. So, but if you do make it to 8 a.m. as the first comment, you will normally be the number one comment. So yeah, so ASAP Benji, the Reaper did not get you, so congratulations. And Tim Baker says graveyard. Yeah, we were calling it the graveyard as well. So but no, you made the live show. Gary D says getting closer. Shout out to Gary D, man. I love it when new people win. Don't get me wrong, guys. I love it. I love WebDro. I love Danny. I love all you guys who win every day. But it's nice to get some new guys in there. But hey, you got to beat the big dogs. If you want to win, you got to beat the big dogs. So shout out to you guys. PJNZ, he said, I want the frog. ASAP Benji says, yeah, man, with the happy face. Danny says, wow, no reaping. I thought for sure there would be. Congrats, ASAP. Yeah, I thought so too, because that was like super early yesterday. When he hopped in there.
Yeah, I hate whenever YouTube does that though, but
yeah,
it is what it is, and that's a part of the game. So
Yep. WebJoe says yes. ASAP Benji, who wants the frog? Kai Effect is here. Shout out to Kai Effect. And then Dead Axe puts a pump address in there. Do not buy that. Nighthawk is in here. Shout out to Nighthawk. He says GM Benji cheated. I saw it. Oh wow, we got some controversy. Just kidding.
How does that happen?
But he said, in other news, bit miners are now available. Magic. I did see that, bro. I did see that. We're getting into that a little later. Danny Boy says, pretty sure Nighthawk has been cheating. Whoa, a lot of cheating on the timeline here. I'm watching you. All right, buddy. Glasshopper says, good morning. Tim Baker says, check out me and Yasher's MILF AI on Odin.Fun. Yeah, we'll check it out. We're actually going to get into Odin in a few minutes.
Yes.
Matt's is here. Shout out to Matt's, my guy. Sam, it's BitDog. Oh, we got the BitDog community in here right now.
Yes, BitDog. Shout out BitDog. ICP, man.
Here.
We're starting to see the ICP community become a part of the Bitcoin community. That's pretty cool.
Or did the Bitcoin community become a part of the ICP community?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're all one big happy family.
Yeah. We got some our Asian community members in here. Shout out to you, my friend. I wish I could read that. Yes, Steamy J is here. He says, let's get it. Superfan, our guy from Big Noodle. Shout out to Superfan. Guys, go check out Superfan and everything he's building there at Big Noodles. Check that out. By BitDog. He says, Yagobi. Hey. So shout out to you, my friend. Jacqueline Ely says BitDog over here. A lot of BitDogs.
They came to bring the thunder, man. The army.
You want to read this one?
Yagobi, I'm okay. So Q in Chinese is kind of like a CH, so it's like or a J. It's like Qingyu, maybe? I don't know. Sorry.
Okay.
My wife is actually Chinese, so I need to learn that. I need to learn the names here. Sorry, guys. I will do better.
Yeah, man. Babu is here. He says, Mr. Yagobi and Shizzy. What's up, buddies? What's up, buddy? Pelpa is here. Shout out to Pelpa. I think Buy BitDog is in the building. And Cheaty's here. What's up, guys? What's up, Cheaty, man? We miss you, buddy. And here every single day. Pelpa is here. Says, Yogi, can you not be held responsible for Shizzy's comments? That's really funny. So yeah. It's funny because somebody in one of our partners called you every name but Yagobi.
Oh my god, bro. well, okay. So to be fair, I won't call him out, but he's got it now. But there's still one other person.
Not this morning. He butchered the shit out of it. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to give him a personal call, man. Like at this point, I feel like we're pretty good friends. You know what I mean? Like, come on, you learn my name.
Yeah, man. BitDog says, Mr. Yagobi come from China.
Yep. They accidentally got the typing backwards. So welcome to OnChain Revolution.
Yep. Leo BTC said, I saw Twitter yesterday. The last call to author, the Twitter got more than 30,000 views. Definitely bought it. I don't think there's 30,000 people in Bitcoin, in the Bitcoin ecosystem. So I don't know. Jacqueline says, Yagobi, what are new opportunities do you think Bitcoin will have after BRC 20? Good question.
After BRC20. So look, guys, there's a lot that has happened since 2023, right?
Yeah.
BRC20's had a huge run. And I will always say, and I think you agree with me, that was whenever the fungible token market for Bitcoin was at its best, because you had East and West working together. I mean, let's just be honest, that's what it was in terms of like buying the same thing, right? Like Ordi, Sats, Rats, all these things. Now, with runes that came out, it really did kind of slow all that down. BRC20 has BRC20 2.0. And look, I'm the type of person, I will try anything. So let's see what happens. So far, there's just been a lot of kind of talk. We haven't seen anything rolled out yet. I'd love to try the test net. But I think the biggest thing about Bitcoin's ecosystem that I think is going to happen here is what you're seeing kind of like on Odin, and eventually you'll see on Near Protocol, and you're going to see on Cardano with chain abstraction and these ecosystems that are being built. And I think the Bitcoin ecosystem is going to gradually get really expanded because of that. But it might take 6 to 12 months to really see another environment like that, or two more.
Yeah, I agree. I would say next thing coming after BRC20 is runes. And it's obvious, right? So you see them on Odin, you're just going to see them on Super X with that huge announcement, right? So this is it's a big deal, and I think we can get. I think it's time to retire the meta protocols and just call everything Bitcoin tokens, right? It doesn't matter what meta protocol you're in. At the end of the day,
I love that.
Yeah, I think we should start calling them all Bitcoin tokens, and then just have like sub columns, right? So the next Bitcoin tokens, they're on Odin. So I think it's time to retire that and just kind of put everything together. Everything at the end of the day, we're all Bitcoiners, right? So,
yep.
BitDog says, Mr. Shizzy, I'm also following you. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, my friend. Timer Tuber says, hey guys, what's up, Timer Tuber? Leo says, community wants to take atomicals from Arthur because he hasn't done anything for a while. You know what that's called? There's 3 letters. What's it called?
CTO.
Community takeover. Let's do it, dude. I'll help with that. That could be fun. Jacqueline says, hey, Timer Tuber says, one question. What are your thoughts on XRP? You want to take this? I don't want to be too ruthless.
Okay, so my thoughts on XRP are that they were in this legal battle forever, and were able to continually sell down the token to keep their operations going. That held the price down for so long. And now that they're out of that, they're kind of able to pump this, and they're going to be very corporate style with the Ripple kind of being able to control the success of XRP. And whether you like that or not, it can make the price go up. And I think it goes against a lot of the fundamentals of crypto in general, most specifically Bitcoin. I think that's why my partner Shizzy over here hates it, is because of that. But it is what it is. Like in the corporate world, there's shady companies and CEOs and stuff as well that get ahead by doing stuff like this, and it's the world we live in.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I just think it's a corporate meme coin, right? When people say it has utility, the utility to buy $1 billion worth of it and ship it to someone across the world is just pointless now, because we have USDT, we have USDC, we have Bitcoin. So to me, you can use USDC on a chain like Solana or S, and which is actually just as fast, if not faster, especially with Sonic. And there's just no point to use the XRP token. Maybe the XRP rails, maybe the Ripple ledger with a stable coin, but again, that doesn't bring value to the XRP token itself. So I just struggle with that, and the fact that last year XRP Ripple, the company, they made like $1.2 billion, but 800 million of that was from selling down XRP. Right. So when you have a company that has so much of it and it's selling it down, it's really hard to have that meme coin keep going up. And when I say that, it's you guys, the community is absolutely amazing. The XRP community is ruthless. Their guys are awesome, right? And I wish they were part of a
survivors
that I held. They're survivors. So it is 100% a meme coin. But it's a corporate meme coin that gets sold down by the corporate team. And Ripple has plans to go into the stock market. They're going to IPO, but what does that do for the XRP token, right? Again, that takes value from it. So that's just my perspective. I could be wrong. Don't kill me, but I just think that's just what I think. So, all right. Let's kind of get to the next comment here. Jacqueline says, this is a very high quality channel. Share with your friends who care about things on chain. Yes, thank you, Jacqueline. Appreciate you. That's awesome. Leo, to everyone who cares about atomicals, I think Arthur wants all of this, even for AVM to finish it. I really don't know what he's doing. Not sure, man. And then we got the BitCat community. The BitCat community up in here, man. Ruthless people talk about they took that thing to $8 million, like pretty crazy. Which one you choose? Odin.Fun, BitCat coin. I guess I have one option on that one. I choose the BitCat coin. Right? I don't understand. Did I say that?
I mean, like, it's English, so like, what do you mean? Like, I feel like you want to be like, I interpreted that. So I think that's what this guy.
What is he trying to say? I guess I would say.
I think he's trying to say that like he likes BitCat a lot. Like,
okay,
you know, look, the one thing about Odin is, like I said, community building is happening. I prefer BitDog because I'm kind of handling the Western, connecting with the Eastern side. But
yeah,
the thing about Odin is it's bringing some community building back, and I love that.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Yep. And Danny Boy says, I'm here for the fun. The frog is a bonus. Shout out to Danny Boy. He said, I will choose BitCat. The coin will get great development. Oh, wow. Okay. So BitCat's potentially building something.
Maybe.
So that's pretty cool. See. Yeah. GM, smash that like button. Can you introduce BitCat? Thank you for your support. Yeah, the BitCat community is here.
Yeah, that's enough. It's for one guy, one person.
BitCat. Do I buy BitCat?
Don't spam the chat, guys. Where's our mods at? Wait, no, I'm just kidding.
But then Jacqueline says BitDog is here, so we got a lot of the bits in here. Thanks from BitDog. Thank you. And then we got AkaiFX is best A ahead. Yep. Shout out you guys, man. Everyone who makes roll call every single day. We appreciate you guys so much. But right now, we're going to get into the topic of today. And we know why you guys are here is because we're talking Odin. Odin has been one of the bright spots in this downtrend that we've been in. And absolutely insane weekend. But it's been a meme coin mania over there. Animal coin craze on Odin.Fun. Absolutely wild. What's your experience like from this past weekend?
Yeah, so we've known that Odin.Fun is it was slowly building up like energy, excitement, right?
Yeah.
And I think this past weekend is it started to tip, like, or started to really get to that next level. But you have to also understand the environment we're in right now in terms of alts and stuff. So like people are still kind of in this, like, I need to take quick profit and that's it, right? And
yeah,
I'm in the camp to where I believe for meme coins to really, be something significant in our space again, we have to get back to community building, right? If you go back to 2020, whenever like Doge started to pick up, Doge kind of piggybacked off of the whole GameStop thing, right? What the GameStop thing, and then you had was it Wall Street Bets, right? And they gathered around and rallied around this idea of we are the little guys and we want to beat the big, the big hedge funds and all this stuff, right? That carried over to crypto, and then Doge started to feel like that, right? And people were like, let's form a community together. And that's the thing, is that they started to form community. And when you do that and you have one main kind of mission or goal, you can start to trust within the community. We lost that honestly, with the Trump coin, with Libra. It was all about money. That was it. It became only about money. And look, some people were like, oh, that's why you're here. That's why we're here. Look, we understand that like the whole idea of coming into crypto and stuff is for financial freedom. We get that. But if you don't have a mission or something to believe in together, for meme coins at least, utility have their own thing, right?
Yeah.
Then there's the meme coin meta is going to fade away, right? And so I'm starting to see a little bit of that happening within Odin, which I love because it is a pump fund model. I still see the profit taking and people making these comments. But one thing that I saw was with BitDog was, when it launched, it was launched by this KOL from Bybit. He literally rugged everybody, like in terms of selling, dumping on everybody. And some of these core contributors from the Chinese community picked it up and said, let's CTO this. and they started to really try to pick it up. That was tough. It got down to $36,000 market cap. And then so it went from like 350 to 36,000. And whenever they picked it up, I was like, those guys are brave. Like they're actually trying to do something here. Maybe they had bags in it, but who cares? Like that was a hard task. And I saw it and I said, this could be a great opportunity of one of my kind of all-time goals with the Bitcoin community after BRC20s was reuniting the East and Western communities, because we haven't had that since BRC20s. So I reached out to them. I said, hey, look, guys, if you really want to do something, let's gather around to kind of join the East and West cultures together like we did in the BRC20 days. I jumped in their Telegram. You know, we were on BTV yesterday, Michael's show that streams to a lot of people in the Eastern audiences. And it's been amazing, dude. Like the positivity in their Telegram and in the Odin chats has been really great. You have butters, of course, that happens. And look, I'm not going to just shill BitDog all the time. That's not my personality or whatever. But, you know, we are building something there with that. But there's other communities that are forming, right? You see it in Pep Odins. Even though their market caps maybe not be showing it all the time, I'm bullish on these communities like Pep Odins, because you have East and West in their chat talking all the time as well, right? And they have a bunch of tools. So that's what I hope we can continually build with Odin.Fun, is bring the meme community hodl culture back a bit to believe in something again. And I'll just finish with that rant with that.
Yeah, and when you say again, you're talking about how amazing it was during the BRC20 run of late 2023, right?
Yes.
When you know, the first one was Sats. Nobody let go of their Sats, right? It's got like Sats was just like, it was buy only for like 2 months, 3 months. It was fun, it was exciting. And then you had tokens really come alive after that. Obviously Ordi led that, right? And then but Sats was like the first one that I got into because I was a little late to Ordi. I say late to Ordi, but I saw Ordi at $2 and I faded it, right? But I didn't fade Sats and made pretty well in Sats. And then, you know, from there, Rats was another big one. That was probably my biggest win of that cycle. Yeah, I mean, and that's what you're talking about. But those people with those tokens, they didn't care about taking profit. It was wild. It was wild. It was, and like to Valhalla.
Yeah, like I'll never like shame anybody for taking profit. That's a part of like the game I get. But like, you know, if you don't have a central like mission to believe in, like for example, you've known before, Odin, that like I would say I've kind of said like I want to be that bridge, that gap, that to fill that gap between East and West. That was one of the reasons why we partnered with BTV, right? So someone messaged me the other day and goes, hey, I just launched this token. Like, can you give me some tips? I'm like, bro, like I didn't launch BitDog, but like find something that like you can get the community to rally around, because at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. It's like, for me, like, you know, I'm trying to think of ideas to be able to maybe interview some Chinese traders to get their perspective so the Western side can see what they're thinking, right? Because you see Chinese communities, they don't really care if there's an X or if there's a website. They just want a group of believers in each other so they don't dump on, they want to trust each other, right? And I think that because that gap is there, it's hard for the West and East to trust each other. And you see it in the comments sometimes, and we just need to bridge it. You know, there's a language barrier, and that's what we're going to be working on. But like I said, there's other projects in this ecosystem like Sparks that, you know, they have a big team behind them. They're trying to build their community. They integrated staking, which I'm sure we're going to get into later. But you know, it's about believing in something again.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. And you know, but the only thing that's hard though is like it's either dumped or be dumped on right now. I mean, it is obviously, right? You see tokens up like right now. I mean, you saw BitCat just a few seconds ago run the 2.6 and then immediately back down to 2.3. Like it's just right now, like as much as we want hodl culture to come back, it's not existing right now. But I think that does come. It's just going to take time, but it's going to take strong people like you just kind of step up and say, stop it. Stop selling these tokens. We're bigger than just profit. We're taking this to Valhalla. It's kind of what Murad says, right? Holding is better than trading, but you have to just have enough, right? You have to have enough belief in the community to kind of go with that.
Yeah, well, I'll also say this: when you're so focused on the market cap and price, then that's naturally going to happen. It's almost kind of like an energy thing, right? You're just like, oh my god, it's going down, it's going down. Oh my god, it's going down. It's like, and then like people are taking profit, blah blah blah, right? But if you focus on like your community and what the main initiative is, then you start to see something like this, like BitDog right now is at 400K, right? I don't care like that it almost went all the way back to where it started, because that's, if you focus on that, then that's going to happen. But if you're focused on like the mission of your community, your meme community and stuff like that, then you don't care about those things. Like for me, I created a Word document and said, these are some ideas of activities that the East and West can do together. And I put it in the Telegram chat. And you're not focused on like price constantly going up and down. Eventually you get enough people in that community say, okay, this is the movement. They don't pay attention as much either. And eventually that will take care of itself is my point, right? So and if it goes to 100, if it goes to 50,000, I'm going to continually do this because this means something to me. You know, like I mentioned, part of my family is my in-laws are all Chinese. I'm half Korean. You know, I was raised in the US, right? But I have lived in Korea. So connecting the East and West means something to me. And I know it's never going to be perfect. There's going to be people that like on both sides are just going to cheat and sell and stuff like that. I don't care about that. It's not about that. You know, maybe some other coin that I get into, I'll be more of a trader into, but this means more to me. And I think that's what meme communities need to bring back, because without that, it's always going to be PvP hardcore.
Yeah, 100%. And there's nothing like getting dumped on by this guy, right? By the dev, and then really just taking the community and being like, let's take this up. Like
this is the perfect opportunity for that, right?
Yes, exactly. It's like let's make this guy hate his life and just say all I had to do was hold. And what that's going to do, that's going to bring back hodl culture. There's nothing like that exists right now, but we will see. And this is not an endorsement for BitDog, guys. This is not an endorsement for Odin. This is not an endorsement for anything. This is just something that we've personally been getting into and spending a lot of time with. And I'm not telling anyone to get in any of these tokens, but I am telling you to just keep an open mind of hodl culture, and let's bring that back. Let's bring it back. Let's stop cheating on everyone. Let's find a community, be a part of it, and what does it say? Like,
believe in something.
Bags. Well, it's like help your bags, right? Like
work for your bags.
Work for your bags. Work for your bags. Yeah, 100%. So, but yeah, man. A couple more minutes before we get into the next thing here. We believe that we keep that. Yeah, 100%, says Jacqueline. And then yep. So, this was really interesting. We're gonna get into some more after Jeff. We're gonna come on. I got a couple things with that, especially to go into the staking stuff, but we'll do it after Jeff. But real quick, before we get into Jeff with Merlin Monday, BNB surpasses Solana in 24 hours DEX volume. This didn't seem to be possible. Solana was running away from it in January and February. Obviously, Pump.Fun was a big, narrator in that, and now it's no longer really being pushed. But you do see these other Pump Fund models from other chains kind of really taking, I don't know if it's the people, the volume, or what, or the fun, I guess you would say, in Pump.Fun to other places. What do you think about BNB chain kind of pushing past Solana here?
I'm not shocked. Solana's got a lot of kind of bad publicity with the whole Pump Fun thing and the insiders thing, and like the DEX is kind of being like communicating with them and all these things, right? So look, humans are greedy by nature. That's just how we've been programmed. And so I think whenever like a new environment starts, that's whenever it's the most pure, right? Like Odin, we see some purity here, at least with these communities forming and stuff. And the biggest thing that you got to protect from are whenever these greedy, people with big pockets and stuff really try to game everybody and extract only. But you're seeing the result of that. Solana's lost volume, Pump Fund's lost a ton of volume, and now other chains and environments and ecosystems are getting that. Let's see if they can be responsible with it and not, follow the same blueprint that Solana had.
Yeah, 100%. Do you think people just have a bad taste in their mouth? Is that why they're going to other places?
100%, man.
Okay.
And it got to a point to where like the insiders and big players, like you couldn't win against them. You had like a less than 5% chance to you know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about. We need to go opposite from that.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that Solana has a lot of work to do with its community. I think Solana needs to come out and like do something for its community. I think Pump.Fun needs to come out and with all the money they've made and kind of give back a little bit. Solana, the chain, the dexes, they all made a lot of money on their users. I think it's time for them to come back and do something for the users. I think that needs to happen. Or this could be continuation. Solana could fall to number 3 or 4, and people will go to the other chains because it's like F Solana at that point, right? I don't believe that personally, but I think it would be nice for the dexes, the launch pads, and all this to really come out and do something good for its users. And that time is now. That time is this bear market. I truly believe that, pump that fun. It's time for your airdrop, right? Like those people deserve it more than anybody. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
All right. Let's kind of get into Merlin Monday here while we wait for Jeff. But today is officially Monday, and what normally happens on Monday, we have our good friend Jeff from Merlin Chain joining us. Bitmap.tech is his name, and what Merlin is a Bitcoin layer 2, but it's more than that, right? They're pushing to be this AI layer on top of Bitcoin, and it's going to be something really awesome. But right now, if you do hold the Merl token, you can get 15% APR by staking it. So let me show that here. So right now you have 100 million Merl stake. I think only like 400 million are in existence. This is like 25% of the supply that's like locked up right now, which is absolutely insane. 15% APR. So if you do stake this, you will get a really nice staking reward. And so you can stake it. And then when you're ready to pull it out, you just hit unstake. And what that'll do is you have to wait 7 days. And during that 7-day period, you'll just have to wait and be patient. But then in that 7th day, and it'll have a timer for you and all, you'll be able to withdraw your Merl. But if you don't withdraw it, you can sit there and have the APR for a pretty long time. So definitely look into everything that they're building with their staking tools. And they have a bunch of really cool stuff happening. Bitcoin will be available soon for staking as well. That'll only be like a 6%, which is absolutely amazing for Bitcoin. If you're holding Bitcoin, why not really stake it? Because 100%. So 6% is always awesome. So check out everything here at merlinchain.io. Check out the staking, and we're lucky enough today to have the boss on, the big guy over there. We have Jeff from Merlin join us right now. Jeff, welcome back to OnChain Revolution. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh yeah, OnChain Revolution. Sorry, yeah.
You got to get used to it. Yeah, what's going on? How you been?
Yeah, I missed the time. It was called Ordinal Revolution, and everything was going really well. Everyone was having a dream about tomorrow. But yeah, I think OnChain Revolution it's good too.
Yeah. Well, especially with like this kind of chain abstraction movement that's happening. So I think that it makes a lot of sense for that rebrand. But in terms of what's been happening with the markets and where Merlin is shifting to a little bit, not getting away from their original plan, but like if you could talk a little bit about like where your thoughts are for the market and where it's headed.
Yeah, I think everyone is desperate for the past 1 to 2 months. So that's why people want change. I'm on Twitter. Like these days, I saw like lots of people, OGs from old days. They're all like discovering, trying to find like the right answer for the community, for the ecosystems, and people realize it's time for change, because if you don't change, you get left behind. That's why we see like Binance, they're supporting BNB chain like crazily. Lots of things happening there. We see Solana trying to save themselves from all this FUD. Yeah, so I think Merlin is doing the same thing, trying to find the right thing here. Because we were like positioning ourselves as a Bitcoin layer 2. We have done lots of things. We basically created the idea of Bitcoin 5, and we wrapped Bitcoin, which was evil last year, but now everyone is like wrapping Bitcoin, and Coinbase is wrapping Bitcoin, and you cannot even check the balance of the Bitcoin Coinbase have. I mean, you can check for the CBBTC, but for other Bitcoin, you cannot even check them. But people like accepting that, and I think last year we've like honestly, I think we've done really great things to change the narrative, to change people's mind about Bitcoin, on EVM, on Solana, on different chains. And now we have to find the new innovation. That's why we are building really hard in the past few months.
Yeah, and we're really excited about stuff that's coming to Merlin because we know some stuff that is coming that can't come out yet, but that's going to be really exciting, I think, for the entire crypto space. But one thing that people were asking this morning is like, what's going on with Merlin token? It's taken off, it's going on fire and stuff. So, obviously the proof of stake mechanism has been a big help, and you took the initiative to really kind of set that up and say, hey, look, this is going to be good for the users. They can stake, they can earn, it's going to benefit everybody. Could you talk a little bit about like your thoughts on how that's been going? And is that maybe a part of why Merlin token is taking off right now?
Yeah. I'm not the type of guy to talk about my token like anywhere. I never talk this like on the show,
Yeah.
or I'm very very like cautious about this. I don't even tweet about like Merl token on Twitter. To be honest, I tweet about like all kinds of like shit coins, but not my own token. I think, but I think it's a good way, angle to start the conversation, because I think it has been going up like in 7 days in a row. From like 0.075 to like 0.13 or even 135, something like today. So it's like a 60%, going up in the past 7 days. So I do think lots of things have changed. First is we started the staking on chain. That shows we still have strong community users, all of you guys, like willing to put these tokens on chain, not in the centralized exchange to flip them. The second thing is we've shown people we are still building, because to be honest, like check all the tokens we talked about last year, and like you can say more than like 80% of them, like they're not building anymore. And the last thing is we are actively talking to institutions. That's something we missed. We didn't actually get close to institutions last year, because they ask all the dumb questions like, why would I need Bitcoin layer 2, like what is BTC5? I'm just like sick of explaining this to the last year.
Yeah.
And people thought we are like funded by VC type of project, but actually we are much more close to the community than institutions, right? We never say we are very good because we are invested by that. We never say that. But this year we started getting closer to the institutions, to the funds, because first they are slow, but when they realize what is happening, they are very they're very sure what they're doing now, so they can be very very supportive. Not like I would say retail users, their attention get distracted day by day. Today is this chain, tomorrow is that chain. But institutions, like the good institutions, they can support you, back you for long term. So we get in contact with them. We talk with them for like about like 2 to 3 weeks, and right now over 6 funds have decided to support us by buying tokens from the open market. So they are not invested in us, they're not giving money to us, but they actually buy tokens continuously on the secondary market. And then we can, we ask them to stake on chain. You will see this, movement in the next 10 days. You can see lots of tokens withdraw from CX to stake on chain. These are, by these funds, because they want to invest you, they want to get to know you, talk to you, on daily basis, but also, support you by buying tokens from the open market. And we'll keep doing that, in the next coming months. And this helps us to get listed on more exchanges as well. We get exposure to different regions. We had one fund from London invested us this time, one from Dubai, one from Canada, one from US, one from Hong Kong. So you can see all these funds are from different regions, because they are starting to pay attention to the Bitcoin ecosystems. So I think that basically explains why the token has some positive move in the past. And I'm also very confident later this year we keep building, we will show the community like what we're doing, and also we have faith in this. We have long-term like incentives for these projects.
Yeah, it almost feels like this downtrend that we had over the last year for really all tokens. It was actually really good for the Merle token itself, because now you have these big guys, and these whales, they don't buy rips, right? They like to buy dips. They like to buy tokens that have really are undervalued, right? And the Merle token is way undervalued in my opinion. But they're actually coming in and they're actually buying these undervalued tokens, and Merle is is one of them. And how do you feel about that? And maybe the last year was necessary for a lot of these tokens, a lot of these VCs to come in and start gripping them up now.
Yeah, I think first, every token was overpriced last year.
Yeah,
To be honest, but I think every founder knows that their project is overpriced.
All the new
But
ones, right?
yeah, all the new ones.
Okay.
Yeah, but the ego is, you see I'm not gonna say the name, but you see a project doesn't even have testnet or mainnet get to $10 billion valuation, you will think, oh, my project is at least 5 billion, right? That's
Yeah.
ego. If you're a founder, you really love your project, you will have this ego. That's for sure. Like you guys see other people like shit shows talking about like dumb opinions, but they have like 1 million users. You will feel the same way too. So I think most projects are overpriced last year, and I also think we do not speak much because people still don't know. Like when we show the slide to the to the professional like funds, they see like like valuation slash TVL slash trading volume slash users. They see all these network with billions dollar of valuation, but they see Merlin with like very very undervalued price there, and they're surprised, like they didn't even know that, and they check this like immediately, and they found out all these numbers are from DeFi Llama, CoinGecko, and they said, oh, so this is for sure undervalued. And also like we're doing lots of things behind things. We still have like $1.5 billion value Bitcoin doing all kinds of DeFi activities. People don't know that. People see these projects promote themselves every day, but they don't know we are providing the liquidity behind the scene. So that is something we have done wrong too, because we build stuff but we don't talk, and I think that's something we will change this year too.
yeah. Well, love that answer. When you say, if you don't mind me like digging in a little bit, when you say you guys are going to talk, what are you actually like thinking?
Sorry, what do you mean?
Like what do you mean? You said like last year you guys really didn't talk much. Like what's kind of like the plan?
Yeah, like we don't
to kind
share
of change
numbers.
that?
Yeah, we don't share numbers publicly. Like I hate go to all the events. I hate talk to all the funds because I think they're slow. No, I think they don't know what's going on, like on chain. But then I realized, they don't need to, right? They just need to understand this slowly, even taking 1 year. But when they make smart bet, like MicroStrategy, they start buying Bitcoin when it's like 10K. But it doesn't matter, 10K to 100K is still like 10 times more, and they can put more money. They don't need to buy Bitcoin when it's like 10 cents. So I think that's just how they work, and we have to talk to different groups of people and still get out and get along with them. So yeah, that's what I mean.
Gotcha.
So the AI narrative came, and it came really hard towards the end of 2024 and continued over to 2025 really strong. And then as the entire market kind of evaporated, like not just AI but everything, alts besides Bitcoin, people kind of lost a little bit of interest. But a couple of people like my partner Shizzy, yourself, you said AI is not going anywhere. It's going to be a part of crypto forever now. And that's whenever you took the initiative to kind of guide Merlin Chain into this AI kind of sector as well, to have AI as a component of Merlin Chain. You guys are building something special in terms of framework. What does that look like in terms of your development, and how is it going to benefit the everyday user?
Yeah. So I'll talk like to like middle school students. Like I don't think primary school students can understand this, but like middle school students, right? Like ninth grader. So so first, I think AI will be with us until the day human being is wiped out on the earth, because when this happens, like internet, will stay here forever, like blockchain. So I think AI will stay here forever. First, second, I think AI will have much deeper penetration rate in Web3 than Web2, because here everything is on chain, so you can read the data. I was actually interviewing a AI dev from Alibaba tonight, and when I asked them like, how can you get all this data from all these financial products, and they say, oh, we just buy this data from third party company. So they don't have the data. They have to buy the data from the market to train the AI. But on blockchain, every data is on chain. You can get like the AI can get the data faster and more accurate than human being. So I think that's the second. Third thing is you don't need a KYC. You see address, you have no idea what is behind the address. A human being, an alien, an AI, like you never know. I was actually had a crazy conversation with a huge guy, a huge role in crypto, and he said to me he thinks Bitcoin is created by alien, which can be true or not, because you never know. That's something behind behind the address. So I think that is why AI is going to be with us, with blockchain, with crypto forever. And how Merlin is doing this, like in one sentence, will be: we want to bridge the Bitcoin security with AI innovation, because all these AI on the chains, they don't share the same network as Bitcoin, but also you cannot run AI on Bitcoin layer 1, for sure. So we want to bridge these two things together. So what we're doing is, I would say 3 things. First, Merlin will build all these infras. So for example, we will build the MCP, multi content protocol, which means different dApps can get data, can get sources from different modules. So you want to get the data from Merlin chain, from Bitcoin layer 1, or from Solana, or from Twitter, or from open internet. You need all these kind of modules to help the dApps, because no dApp can do all of this by themselves. So I think MCP is like one of the reasons. I actually retweet a tweet today, but it's a Chinese tweet, but you can use AI to translate that. It shows like people losing interest in AI agents because it's from single source. But when you see AI agent like Manus, which was a crazy AI, it's called like agent version of DeepSeek in China, called Manus.
Wow.
They're using MCP to get different sources, different data to help the dApps on the platform to grow even faster and much easier. We are also building the AI framework like LangChain, LangGraph, to have the workflow for all kinds of different AIs. So if you want to build a chatbot, if you want to build a Twitter influencer, if you want to build a DeFi trader, if you want to build a meme sniper, you need different workflows for the AI. So that's why we need a framework in order to help the builders to build different stuff. And also they can not only build this on Merlin, they can also use that framework to build on other chains. I think we are supporting that. And also the agent universe. So basically we're building all these infras for future builders, no matter you're from Solana or BNB chain, or from Web 2 or from Web 4, whatever, you can use this framework to do things you want. And the things above that is, we want to make sure most things are secured by Bitcoin layer 1. For example, you are building a prompt, you are injecting the like the private keys or the workflow for the AI. You should put this content on Bitcoin layer 1 in order the other infras to get this data from, because this is the place people cannot change it. So if you save this on our server, if the North Korean hackers got into our server and to change this, your AI will not work anymore. But if this is on Bitcoin layer 1, you can use any node to get this data, like inscriptions. You can get this data, and then you can run your whatever dApp by using this Bitcoin layer 1 data. And also the AI innovation on layer 2, because with smart contracts, with much faster transactions and much easier for builders, these dApps can accelerate on layer 2, like Merlin or other chains. So I think this is like the blueprint, or like the broad image what we are trying to build, and we'll ship this in the coming days and weeks. You will see. Okay, so this time's for sure. You will see Merlin Wizard on Thursday to Friday, and we will disclose white papers, GitHub code, all this in 7 days, like after the Merlin Wizard. We'll have different interviews, podcasts, different articles to explain what we're doing, and you will see all kinds of retail user dApps, launchpad, games after this. Yeah, I know this is like very, very long, but I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Yeah,
I think you did a good job.
Yeah, I
So-
agree. So I was originally thinking that you guys were kind of stepping in the ring with like Hey Anon and Orbit and stuff like that. But now it's kind of sounds like you guys are kind of building a foundation for these products to come and build on Merlin. Would you say that was correct?
Yeah, but like I said again, like not only on Merlin, we want to support this,
Okay.
like, on Harmony chain. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Was this is going to attract builders to come over, build on Merlin and these other environments. So it's going to be that framework, but you're saying, hey, we'll help onboard you to other chains if you need to. So if I'm a builder, what would I need to like check off to be able to integrate this, like be able to I guess get accepted to the framework?
Yeah. So I think there are like different layers. So if you are a builder who doesn't code, you can use our no code package. Basically, you input everything, you use our API. So for example, you want to build an AI agent launchpad on Tron, right? There's no AI agent platform on Tron. So you want to build that. You do all this, smart contract, whatever you're doing, but also you can use our API to generate, different AI. So like, okay, I want this agent to be, Justin Sun, but in a much funnier way. You just input this, language, and you will generate a AI Justin Sun with, much funnier personality. And the second layer would be, just like, Elisa or your LangChain, like, we have open source code on GitHub. You read them, you can do plugins, you can use them, you can alter them, you can change them, in any way you want, but you will be using our open source code on GitHub. The third thing is, you're not even using the code, but like I said, Merlin is a bridge between Bitcoin and other environments, but you still want to use like the security level of Bitcoin Layer 1. You can use our service as well. And you just need to pay the gas fee for, for describing or, storage things like on Bitcoin Layer 1.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm excited. You guys seem to be like coming out with new stuff. First it was staking, now it's the AI. I'm really excited for the wizard. So you're saying on Monday when you come on, you can kind of give us a tutorial of everything this wizard can do?
Yeah. I mean, I like myself has like asking, talk to him for like hundreds of times. Many times it has like illusions, but I get used to that because with AI, it somehow has illusions, say great things about me and the project, but doesn't even exist. Like, I don't know. I hope it doesn't become too illusional. Like, I fight a war in Iraq, this kind of thing. But yeah, we're trying to minimize this part. We can do that like next Monday.
Yeah, and that's natural with the LLM. It's it learns based off of the interactions and stuff like that. So it gets better over time, though, as you know that. But have you named the wizard? And is the name Bitmap Tech?
No, it's just Merlin Wizard.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very boring name, but yeah.
Awesome.
So my last question, Jeff, we have a lot of people from the BitDog community. BitDog is a coin on Odin. If BitDog community wants to add liquidity over on Merlin with their token, what would they have to do if they want to withdraw from Odin and take it to Merlin, add liquidity there, put BitDog everywhere? What would you say to them?
Yeah, can you withdraw like BitDog to Bitcoin Layer 1? Yeah, you can, right? Yeah, and then you can just bridge this to to Merlin chain and create a liquidity pool. Yeah, I think that's all. But to be honest, I think trading on Odin.Fun is much easier because like you need to bridge them out and bridge to another chain. But let's see what happens next with Odin.Fun and the Merlin chain.
We got tons of this community in here today. That's why I said it. I mean, it's pretty crazy. It's just BitDog and BitDog and BitDog. So it's wild.
And one of the things is, I've always had this aspiration of reuniting East and West, and it's a hard task, especially in the Bitcoin ecosystem, and so this community wants to do that on the East side. So I'm kind of taking an initiative on the West, and so I'd love to have exposure for them on Merlin. But of course, let's kind of wait and see the next steps and stuff like that. But is there anything that we haven't gone over with Merlin that we need to talk about or hit on that's new?
Oh yeah. So first, the investment, the AI part. Oh yeah, and I think the BTC staking.
Yes, that's the exciting one.
Yeah, we're still auditing the the smart contract. We never lost your Bitcoin, and we don't want that happen in the future as well. So we're auditing the smart contracts, and we will do joint PR with Solve Vertical as well. So definitely after the Merlin Wizard. So this Thursday, Merlin Wizard, and probably next Wednesday, something like that, with the BTC staking. Yeah, but I think Merl staking is a success. Lots of people.
Oh yeah,
yeah, huge success. I mean, this is incredible. 100 million? Like what's that? 25% of the supply or something like that? Almost,
I think
right?
it's really close to 25%. I think 25 more million, and you're talking about 25% of the circulating supply. So that's a lot. And I think that like this initiative, in my opinion, just shows that like you care about the health of the chain, the token, all that stuff, and give an opportunity back to the community. So, definitely appreciate that. And then the BTC side, I think, is going to even bring even more excitement. My last question for you, and I'll let you go to sleep because I know it's late there. Is the proof of stake security model? Do you see it being about 12 months longer, kind of for Merlin, or do you see maybe possibly shorter or longer than that?
I wouldn't know that for sure, but definitely not less than 6 months. Because we still find it too hard to write everything back to Bitcoin Layer 1, even the gas fee is low. And so I think with different validators will be the first step to secure the network, which I think is pretty secure, but not decentralized as people want. So I think that will be our first step. And also we have like social campaign on the Merlin chain Twitter. If you stake before, just screenshot it, and we are giving like token back for participation. But yeah, I think the Merlin chain Twitter and BTC.Fun, they are going to have 8 to 10 social campaigns in the next coming weeks, just to get the vibes back. And BTC.Fun will be the first one to use the AI framework. So really looking forward to that. I think these things are what we have built before, and probably will be on Merlin Monday next week, and also next week.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that. All right, Jeff. Well, thank you so much for your time. As always, every Monday, guys, you will hear straight from the man, which you never get to do on any show. And we appreciate you, Jeff. Go ahead and go to sleep now because I know it's late there.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
All right. Bye.
See you, Jeff. Have a good week. All right. Absolutely amazing. I love Mondays. I mean, what other show gets you sit there and talk to the CEO?
There ain't one.
There's not. No, we are number one, but we have a few more topics if that's cool.
I love how you slipped that in. I love it. We are number one.
All right. So big news from SuperX, right? SuperX came out, and that's one thing about like I love the East, right? I love them, but the messaging just isn't there for me. Maybe as someone from the West, like, I have a hard time trying to figure out what the hell they're trying to say, especially with SuperX here. And it's mainly from the exchanges, right? That's exchanges. The Eastern exchanges are really tough for me to kind of figure out what the heck they're talking about. So this is the tweet, and I'm going to read it to you, and maybe you can kind of help me out here. But it's the pinned tweet now, and we do know SuperX has a token on Odin. They said, we believe the industry needs a multi-chain aggregated meme launchpad, and we call it Super.Fun. So they posted a picture here, and you see Odin Dog, you see Trump, you see SuperX, you see TST, which is a BEP20, Odin Cat, Rats, a whole bunch of other Odin stuff, right? And then they go, we believe the industry needs a multi-chain aggregated meme coin launchpad. Yeah, you just said that. Thank you. And then the third one is an exclusive preview of Super.Fun. So this is it right here. And let's see if I can zoom in here, kind of get this a little bigger. And of course, it's not going to let me, but let's jump in. This really just shows Connect Wallet, and then it shows a create token name, ticker, description, choose network. I'm guessing you can pick Odin, and then it's going to be here, and then you create your token, and that'll put it where it needs to go and have ranking, alpha, and stuff like that. So I'm a little confused on what is going on or what these guys are trying to say they're building. But if there's anything that I'm missing here, maybe you can kind of help me with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty straightforward here. They're trying to create like an aggregator launchpad, right? And they're going to be pulling from multiple different ecosystems, environments. So you see all the Odin tokens there, and then you see some BNB stuff on there as well. So I think they're just trying to act as an aggregator, right?
Okay.
You know, and there's kind of Particle Networks already does this a bit, right? To where you can purchase like these newly launched tokens across the board with a. But look, I think that like it could be something, or it could be nothing. You know, a lot of times, you know, there'll be a post or something from like a founding team or something, and then they won't say anything afterwards. Or if they deliver a product here that could be huge for that super X runes token, right? Or and then these other ones that they're going to be listing on there. I just think that you guys see something now. The fact that they have these screenshots, it looks like they've been building this. I'm not sure, but it could go either way. I don't know. How do you feel about that? What I just said.
I just have so many questions. Like my first question would be, is this going to be on the Super X exchange? Will this be a centralized version of this, right? Where they kind of just buy it for you in the back end, or maybe they go and buy the token and they have it sitting there and you're kind of doing this with LP pools, and then you create the token and they're going to add, like, I just have so many questions in the sense of what exactly. So are they, like, when you go to their site and it's an aggregator, well, is there somebody, because we know that there's no automatic way to do this, right? You can't just go and create a token on Odin through another site without someone like an intermediate, right? So it's like, is this a very centralized thing? Is this going to be decentralized? Will these tokens eventually be listed on the exchange? Because they're like, I just don't know. Like, I just, you know,
I mean, the you're not going to get. I don't think you're going to get communication though. See, that's the problem. Is it's kind of like the first whenever they did launch their token, they had no communication after the initial post. And that's what lost a lot of people on that, right? So I probably wouldn't spend too much time like trying to decipher things and just wait until if they post something else. Because like what are you gonna do? You're not gonna be able to decipher it, you know, and be like you're just gonna make assumptions and speculations and stuff.
It, you could potentially make money on the coin, right? Because if you can figure it out that maybe the coin, they're building a decentralized platform, and this coin is going to be the power of it, you know, holding this token and staking it there.
But there's no way to make it decentralized. They're gonna have to purchase with an account or something and give you like just this receipt or something. I mean, there's no way to do it because
APIs, taking Odin's APIs and putting them on their site, taking Pump.Fun's APIs, putting on their site, and then allowing you to kind of click that button and going in the back end. And you're actually doing it on Odin, but you're doing it from their front end. Having a second front end, that would be absolutely massive, because we do know that right now Odin's front end has been down a bunch of times, and you can get stuck there. Right, but this actually gives you a second opportunity to potentially use this, maybe centralized, maybe decentralized. We don't know, but potentially you can do it either in a centralized or decentralized way to kind of get out of these tokens if the site goes down. Because that's my biggest issue with Odin is, you know, I don't want to put a bunch of money there and then it goes down for 6 hours, and then, you know, I come back and people just dump all their tokens on me, right? Or the people who can get in or got out last, they're just dumping on me because the site's down and I can't access it. Because I think Odin needs a second front end, and if they can supply that and have this token kind of powering that, right, that would be absolutely huge.
Yeah, I'd like to figure out what issues they've been having, because it seems to me like it's more back end stuff.
Yeah,
you know, like the depositing and, you know, those kind of things. And if that's the case, then it won't matter. But the API thing that you said, yeah, that would kind of put it into like, but then I'm like, how are they going to earn? Because, you know what I mean? Like, unless they have a deal with Odin to where they can get a cut or whatever.
If they have an API thing,
they pay for the API.
That button, when you press that button, you're signaling them, which charges you more, right? So they're making money on the fee, because using their front end, they can actually add fees into the front end, right? Yeah. So where when you're accessing you're agreeing to pay a certain amount with,
they'll just roll it up. They'll just roll
5%. Exactly.
I mean, yeah, that's how all aggregators work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, like I was about to swap on MetaMask, and it was like a difference of like $6 on stable to stable, and I was like, no, thank you.
All right. So next thing here is BeLife. So BeLife had a huge announcement today. We do know that BeLife's token is a Sparks token. Well, it's their meme, right? How would you describe the Sparks tokens with BeLife?
I would say it's a culture coin, right? Okay. Like, you know, there's people from the BeLife team. There's other people that are part of the Sparks team, you know, I know, or like at least like in the group, quote unquote. And so, you know, we'll see if they're trying to make it more a utility, right? Because people have been complaining about, price go down, price go up. This thing got all the way, I think, to like 3 million, maybe 4 million. I can't remember, really quick though, and then jumped back down. But they have added some utility, it seems, right? So
Yep. So this is a tweet here. We're excited to supercharge the Sparks Ordinal expansion. Sparks, which is the token staking, lock your tokens, share 1% of the supply after 30 days. Sparks roll. Get exclusive perks, raffles, and early access. How to participate. Expansion phase today. We are officially not one, but 2 Sparks programs. Continuing expansion by bringing value to Sparks holders and to its future in the Ordinal's ecosystem. So the first one is the staking, and we do know the staking is on our partner. Shout out to Fluid. A shout out to Raul from that team. These guys seem to be just on top of the world right now, crushing it. Go to fluidtokens.com. And if you have the Sparks token, withdraw that from Odin. So all you have to do to withdraw your tokens is go to Odin right here. You connect your wallet, and up here you'll see a withdrawal button, and then you'll take that withdrawal from Bitcoin to, let's just say, Sparks token. And then after like 10 minutes, when that token is withdrawn, you'll go back to Fluid, and then you'll stake it, whether it's Pep Odins, which is another token from over there. Right now, there's 1.1 million staked. The total max of the stake was 2 million, and there's a reward of about 22%. So depending on how many tokens you put in, depending on how much of this reward you get. And now Sparks has the same thing. But the huge difference is this closes in 13 days and this closes in 3. So I wouldn't get into Pep Odin potentially until this was kind of getting closer to that number. Let's just say I had 100K I want to put in. Potentially I would try to get more because that's more of the supply you can get in and put it in there. I would try to get as much as possible. And same thing here, but this one looks like it's closing up quickly. And there's not much. I mean, there's 210,000. So let's just say you put 1 million in, you're gonna get 100,000 free tokens. That's 10% of this reward here. So pretty massive staking proposals here. And when you're ready to unstake, you'll go to your stake, and then I'll take you up here. You'll see your box probably right here. Right now, I have dog staking at 400,000 dog. I'm getting about 100,000 dog back. And then I have 20 Fluid passes. I'm getting the FLT DT token because I've been taking advantage of the staking, and I'll probably end up taking advantage as well of these newer ones. So you go back to the staking stuff or all vaults, and then I'll take you here. But what do you think about Fluid and what they're doing for the Odin runes here?
So this is amazing because, guys, if you're listening, this is happening all on Bitcoin layer 1. This is native Bitcoin layer 1 that's happening with the Odin runes, which is being traded and everything on this tech stack that is very similar to ICP. But then you bridge out to Bitcoin, the runes, they're getting staked on Bitcoin layer 1. It's exciting, man, because now you're giving an additional part to Odin. And by the way, this can happen in all of the chain abstraction. You could do this with Merlin, with BTC.Fun, if they have a rune that you want to stake here. And so I've been kind of trying to talk to the BitDog community, see if they want to open up a staking vault here, because this is an option. But these are options that are possible now because of amazing teams like Fluid, which are UTXO devs that started on Cardano, which is a UTXO chain. So they knew how to manipulate and move around with the opcodes that we have that are existing to be able to make this happen. And so I think this is amazing. I think we're going to see more staking vaults. And when the demand comes back for the markets, that's whenever you're really going to see the supply and demand kind of really reflecting the price and stuff.
Yeah, I agree. So when BitDog staking vault? That's what I want to know.
Well, I put it out there to the community. Obviously, there's no singular like dev or anything like that. So there's kind of some core contributors on their side and then on the West. And so got to come together, maybe have like a wallet to be able to put all these in and then do one. I would 100% be open to doing it for a BitDog because I think if you can earn more, that'd be great.
Yeah, but then that more has to come from somewhere, right? So maybe it's a community donation, donation wallet. That'd be pretty cool. But they would have to withdraw that and then send it to that wallet, and then that wallet has to go to the Fluid team for the staking before it opens, right? To make sure that everyone's getting the reward that they deserve for the staking protocol. So yeah, so I would love to see more and more of that. The next thing here is BitFlow. The prophecy has been fulfilled. Blinch has spoken, and the gates of liquidity are opening. So this is weird because the token has not really done much.
So I actually think this is really, really cool of the founder of BitFlow. So for the audience that's listening in right now, Bitflow is a aggregator DEX on Stacks, which is a Bitcoin layer 2.
Yeah.
And I believe he deployed this token on Odin and said, hey, look, if we hit a certain market cap, first he said, if we etch this, right, we bond and we reach a certain amount of users, then I will bridge a certain amount of supply to Stacks onto Bitflow and add liquidity, and people can actually trade there and add staking rewards and stuff. And he's a man of his word, right? Because like it did get to I believe like 120, 130, maybe it got higher, I'm not sure. But it pulled back, as you can see. But even though it pulled back to 50,000 or 60, whatever it is right now, he's a man of his word and he's doing it. And I think this is really cool because it's kind of like testing things out too, right? Like you're taking runes from that were created on with the ICP strategy from Bitcoin native layer 1 to Stacks and stuff like that. You mentioned could happen to Merlin as well with Merlin swap. And so we're going to see some interesting kind of like experiments and stuff. And this is another one that's really cool in my opinion.
Yeah, I love it. It's really cool. Yeah, it's Merlin rune. I mean, not Merlin. You know, you've seen runes go everywhere. Stacks, you gotta have runes on Stacks. You have runes everywhere. So yeah, it's really cool. It's not getting much. I think it's not getting much.
It popped because of that post today, though.
This one right here.
Like, yeah, and I think it's because you know, the community isn't really like very, very outspoken and stuff like that. So you got to be outspoken if you have like a main mission, because you got to be proud of that mission. What is that initiative? You know, like what are you guys all banding together for? You know, for Blench, what is it? Is it just to be on Stacks or something? That's innovative. You know, so get behind it.
100%. Yeah, man, we see Sparks pumping the last hour. So shout out to Sparks and Super X pumping as well, up 20%. What else? Big Cat back up to 2.4. Man, this got down to 2.1 earlier today. And then BitDog really pushing along up 12% on the day. What other tokens are you bullish on personally? I know obviously you're bullish on BitDog and everything that community is doing, but what else are you bullish on here?
I'm bullish on Odin Dog because it seems like whenever people get fearful in Odin, they tend to sell out of their newer tokens and put it into Odin Dog, right? And so it's almost kind of like, especially if Odin Dog's pulled back, you know, there's like, okay, you know, Odin Dog, Odin Cat, and Satoshi seem to have these magnets to get back to where their current their floors that they established are, and those three are like the Bob tokens, right? So I think you got to have some you know, at least like comfort in that. You know, Big Cat seems pretty cool, but like it went to 8 million and pulled back, and same kind of thing with BitDog. It went to 1.7 million, but it's 5 days old, right? So I think that BitCat and BitDog definitely have more of the Chinese community kind of picking up that initiative, right? With BitDog, I already mentioned that I'm trying to bring the Western side into it. And then you see stuff like Sparks, which those guys, I think you and I mentioned the Be Life guys were bullish on. And guys, this is not financial advice at all. So don't be taking that. And we don't want to hear you cry baby later or something, you know, because you made an adult decision or anything like that. We're just giving you our honest opinions here. And so a couple more here. Pep Odins. Someone asked about Pep Odins in the chat here. I think it was right here. Jose Francisco Rosas. What do you guys think about Pep Odins? So I actually think that Pep Odins has built the most tooling, the most, you know, they offer the most for their community as of right now in terms of alpha chat, you know, these things. And so I think Pep Odins will have its time, have its day. I do think it crosses $1 million market cap eventually once things get more bullish here. One thing I would say, if there was a recommendation for the Pep Odins community, is to be more vocal, be more proud to be a part of the Pep Odins community, because you guys help each other a ton in the Telegram. I'm a part of that. Right. So that's why I'm kind of speaking up for you guys right now is, you know, Pep Odins, I think, has done some great stuff in terms of helping each other, learning about the Odin ecosystem, stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%. I'm bullish on all the staking stuff. I'm bullish on Sparks, bullish on Pep Odins. I love that the community is doing that, and I think it's a mistake for other communities not to do that. I think that every community, if you love your token, have a donation wallet where people withdraw their asset and send it to that wallet, and then whatever that number is, the more tokens in there, the better for the reward. What that's going to do is that potentially could lock up your choice of 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, a year right? It's up to you, and that's up to the person that's going to do it. Obviously, maybe a year, maybe I'm not going to do that one, but if it's a month, 2 months, 3 months, I'll think about it. But I think everyone should at least consider using Fluid, withdrawing your runes to Bitcoin Layer 1, and then contacting Fluid. If you need help contacting them, reach out to us. We can actually put that together for you with Raul, because we're really good friends with them. So just let us know. And yeah, but I'm also bullish on Super X as well. I think Super X
makes a comeback.
I mean, if they can put this together, right, you can see this token at $3-4 million. And they do something with it where you have to stake it on their site or on their exchange or whatever, and then you get the fee down or something. I don't know. This token has so many question marks behind it, but it's so much opportunity and so much kind of look forward to. So I'm definitely bullish on Super X, definitely bullish on Sparks, definitely bullish on BitDog, and even Blinch. I'm gonna have to give me some Blinch, because I just love that these people are thinking outside the box,
doing more than
outside of Odin,
doing more than just that's a huge thing. I think we got a couple more questions here. Albert Amari says, are we still selling in May and going away, and are we still seeing a bear market in 2026? What do you think?
So we're not selling a man going away.
Not this year, right?
Not this year. I think this year is different. But who knows, right? I don't know. I do know that I think we do get a bear market late 2026, early 2027, and I think that leads us into the next cycle. But I think we're in a super cycle that's going to push until November 2026. I think that people that are going to sell in November are going to make a big mistake, and the market's going to crash a little bit to get those guys out, and then we're going to pump to March. The market likes to do the opposite of what everyone thinks, right? And no one's really saying super cycle. Everyone's like, "Oh, this cycle's over," and then I'm sitting here like, super cycle, guys, because I'm different. I'm built different. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe that we're going to see a bear market, but maybe not until maybe early 2027.
Yeah, he said, considering how the timing is all screwed up in terms of where we are in the cycle. Exactly, Albert. And I know you've been hit, in terms of like the assets and all that stuff, is just as as everybody has. Like, it didn't matter what you got into the past year, you've been wrecked. In except for Bitcoin, right? That's the only one. And so the cycle has been screwed up with timing, but super cycle kind of fixes that. Like Shizzy just mentioned, we're not saying it's for sure. We're not genies in the bottles, or or a lamp.
I'm a genie in a bottle, baby.
I don't know why I said genie in a bottle. We're not genies in a lamp. Christina Aguilera came to my head too.
Speak for yourself, man.
But yeah, so it's definitely not a sell and may go away from me. It's a pay attention right now. What's going to happen in the summer?
100%. Shout out to Superfan. He says, super fun? What the hell? I'm gonna sue. Yeah, I'll back you on that one, man. I'll tell them all. Superfan is super fun. That is the definition of superfan. But yeah, shout out to you guys. But we had an absolutely amazing show. 434 people on YouTube and X, and a lot more people on Spotify, Abstract, StreamYard. What's the other ones? We're everywhere, Twitch and all that stuff. So check us out everywhere, guys. Really appreciate every single one of you guys tuning in on this Monday. Very boring Monday. We got 434 people. Absolutely.
Well, it wasn't. We made it not boring, right?
Yeah,
so that's the whole thing. But yeah, we appreciate all 434 plus people that are watching, because like Shizzy said, we have different channels and stuff. But if you wouldn't mind checking out our partners, it really does help us out. We greatly appreciate it. Emblem Vault is going to be the interoperability tool for Bitcoin Layer 1 assets. You're going to be able to jump your puppets, your node monks, your Bitcoin frogs, OMBs from Bitcoin Layer 1 to Merlin chain, to Abstract, to Base, to Arbitrum, to several EVMs to really start off with, and eventually SVM in terms of Solana and other ecosystems as well. These guys are really branding themselves very strong. This team is awesome. You're going to be able to use their AI Agent Hustle Bitcoin wallet product to be able to vault the ordinals for you. And don't forget, they have a TGE for their Bitcoin rune that's coming out in September, the week of the 17th, I believe. And during that time, if you purchase, which you can do right now in kind of like this pre-sale environment on OpenSea, it's an ERC 721. If you purchase that, you're going to be able to unlock it, and then the Bitcoin runes will go into your Bitcoin wallet during that TGE time. You can learn all about this at emblem.vision. And BetBTC is the predictions marketplace for the Bitcoin ecosystem. All you need is an Xverse wallet, some Bitcoin, and 6 Bitcoin blocks, and you can start placing bets on their markets right away. They just released the 10-minute markets, which are very, very fun. You can bet if Bitcoin, BNB, or Solana are going up or down, and the bet is done in 10 minutes, right? So if you're right, you get paid out right then. If you're wrong, you lose. But that's the price you pay whenever you make a bet, right? So you can also make bets on several other markets. But the really cool thing that's coming out is create your own markets, and you're going to be able to earn up to 1.5% of the total volume. So that's going to be really awesome. Pay attention and learn more at betbtc.win. And Artura Finance is the perps and leverage decks of the Bitcoin ecosystem. They're going to be launching on Bitcoin Layer 2 Hemi very, very soon. Right now, you can test out their testnet at Artura.finance and make a single trade, and your wallet address will get placed into a raffle to win TGE tokens in the future once they release their token. Right now, it's just kind of trading synthetic Bitcoin Layer 1 assets like Ordi, Sats, stuff like that, Doggo to the Moon, as well as stuff outside of the ecosystem, Trump Coin, Pepe, stuff like that, XRP. But in the future, they're going to have much more things. Think of kind of like Shizzy says, like a baby, like Hyperliquid to start off with, but you're going to be able to earn passive with their vaults and stuff like that. You can learn more at Artura.finance. And Fluid Tokens, we just talked about these guys doing amazing things. First, to offer retail staking vaults on Bitcoin Layer 1. They are working on the interoperability between Cardano and Bitcoin. So some really cool stuff coming out with chain abstraction with that. If you do have any Pep Odins or some Sparks and possibly maybe BitDog in the future or some other stuff, then you can look towards Fluid Tokens to stake your runes once that stuff is set up. But learn more at fluidtokens.com, and they have a Bitcoin and Cardano side if you want to learn more about each side. And then Merlin Chain is the #1 scaling solution for Bitcoin native L1 assets and protocols. If you are a builder on Bitcoin Layer 1 and you want your protocol to be a bit more flexible, reach out to their team and apply for a builder's grant. A couple of our partners up there, they got into the program. So it is possible. If you're a retail user and you want to swap for Doggo to the Moon, you can utilize merlinswap.org. They have a really good liquidity pool and possibly some more runes in the future that you guys might be interested in as well. But you can learn more about all this at merlinchain.io. And don't forget, we talked about the proof of staking with Merlin token. You can earn up to 15% of APR, as well as BTC staking that's going to be coming to secure the chain as well. Again, you can learn all about this at merlinchain.io. And lastly, don't forget about our integrated partners, Foxy AI, which are building the metaverse on Bitcoin called the Bitverse, and their first-person shooter game, Clan Wars, which we have a big surprise for you tomorrow about that. And because we're going to be live streaming a session, 45-minute session. Everybody's invited. All you need is a Bitcoin wallet, and you can play tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time. So get ready for that. And lastly, but not least, Ordinal Hive is your Bitcoin Layer 1 and Layer 2 Ordinal market aggregator marketplace. So you're going to be able to find the cheapest ordinals around at Ordinal Hive. And we thank you guys so much for checking out our partners.
Yep. Great job as always, man. If you guys have a few more minutes and wouldn't mind checking out OnChainRevolution.io, we have some of the best articles dating all the way back to last year. If you know someone just entering the space, please send them our website. We really feel like it can help them get started and code up to where we are today. If you guys need a VPN, we have the #1 VPN. We got NordVPN. Guys, this is the best VPN I've ever used. It is #1, and it's $3 a month. Can't beat that. You should not be going to sites with your IP hanging out. I don't want that to happen. You don't want that to happen. No one does. So put your IP away with a VPN and get Nord. If there is free ones out there, go get a free one. But if you're okay with paying $3 a month like I am, get Nord. It's the best in my opinion. Bitcoin 2025 Las Vegas. Do not wait until May to get your tickets, guys. Don't wait. Don't do it to yourselves. They went up again on Friday. Stop waiting. Get to them today. Go to our site, OnChainRevolution.io. Hit the button. Buy your tickets. Get the industrial pass. It's way better than the festival. The festival is for the second 2 days. Industry pass will get you all 3. Definitely get the industry pass. If you're going, first day was the best. It was the best. We met Benjamin Cohen on the floor. We met some really amazing Bitcoiners on the floor. It's not a lot of people are in that one. So definitely check everything out at OnChainRevolution.com. I'm sorry, .io. And if you guys need merch for that event or any event, or just kind of lounge around in the house, hit our store tab. I'll take you to some of the best merch in all of crypto. Hats, jackets, school bags, and much, much more. Check everything here out. And if you guys want us to add something, hey, maybe we should add a BitDog shirt. What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think, man? Should that BitDog
Oh,
hat?
yeah, I gotta grab
So-
I gotta grab my skills out and do the graphic design again. But yeah, we could do that.
All right, guys, and that's our show today. Remember, we are live Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 3 p.m. UTC. Check us out all week, guys. Until tomorrow.
Peace.
OnChain Revolution roll call. Market recap. You're not bullish enough. No. You're not bullish enough. No. Look at the price go. Bitcoin control. Why you still coping? Price action rolling. Don't fall for bear trap. Swapping indexes and putting it up in the sex. I can take profit right now. OnChain is where I be now. You can never look back. They don't want you to know. How did the market react? Fear and greed gotta adapt. Now we bridging the tokens and arching the network right now. You know how crazy we are. Nookies are savages now. They know how crazy we are. Chain abstraction, main attraction. OnChain Revolution.